Hello, everybody. Boy, my heart is rejoicing with great joy. I want to thank all of those that have subscribed to this YouTube page. And if you have not subscribed to this YouTube page, please hit the subscribe and like button. But guess what? On this YouTube page, we got many more to come. Hallelujah! Praise God.
I feel like singing a song. I feel like...
Get in there, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, come right there after me. Yeah, I can get you. No, I'm not. I'm doing for the family. On this DVD, when it begin to come on, you're going to see pictures, downtown Holly Springs, all this good stuff, and then you're going to see some pictures, then we'll get ready to go into this DVD about the family. And in the beginning of this DVD, you're going to see Dennis. He's going to come on and he's going to talk a little bit about Dad, what Dad meant to him. And after he gets through talking about Dad, he's going to talk about Mama for a little bit. Then after he get through, then Janie Mae will come on behind him. Janie Mae going to talk about Mama. She's going to talk about Dad. She's going to talk about Daddy first. Then she'll end up talking about Mama. Since Buster had passed on and gone, and since Janie Mae is the sister, she's going to talk about Buster, just to fill in his spot, because we don't have Buster with us. After that, then Clyde's son, Richard Lee, going to come forward, and he's going to talk a little bit about Dad. He didn't know that much about Dad, but I'll let him tell you that. So after he get through, then Willie Lewis is going to come on. I'm going to let him get the little rascal. But Willie Lewis is going to come on, and he's going to tell you a little bit about Dad. I'll let him tell you about Dad. And he's really going to get into talk about Mama. And he's going to talk about Dad and Mom. And he's going to tell us a little bit about Dad and Mom. So after he get through, then I will come back on. And then I'm going to tell you about my daddy and my mama. But this is how the order going to be. And I hope that you enjoying this DVD as I try to put it together for the family in Holly Springs, Mississippi. And I just want you to know that I love each one of you. I know I don't get down that much. Matter of fact, I don't hardly get down that at all. But when you see this, and to the family that I hadn't met, to the kin folks down there I hadn't met on Dad's side, I want you to know, if you look at this DVD, I want you to know that I love you. And I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee. All of us Clyde children now here in Nashville, Tennessee. And just before I go, since Dad was married to my mama, so this calls all the other children, as you're going to see on this DVD, all the mama 12 children going to fall under the headline of Dad. And so I just want you to get ready, and I hope you're enjoying. And before I close this section out, if you see this DVD, and if this DVD mean anything to you, please write me and let me know. Please write me.
In
That's where I used to live. Hot Spring, Mississippi. Hello, everybody. Once again, I need to come back in here. In the first part, I told you that you want to first see Janie Mae, Rich Lee, then it was blah, blah, all that. But I did a reverse to here. I want to bring my older sister in, Darling Mae. And so she's going to come in first. And she's going to talk a little bit about Dad, Mom, and she's going to fill in for Bubba. Since Bubba not able to be with us, he's in Roy, Illinois. So I let my sister do all of this when she come in and talk to you.
Hello, everybody in Hollow Spring, Mississippi. I'm Dolly House Cason. You see this little rabbit here? We chased many rabbits down in Mississippi in our day. This little rabbit reminds me of my brother David, who's not able to be with us today. But on his behalf, I just want to say, as I was saying, on his behalf, to me, he was the lucky one. He got to stay in the country, and I moved to the city. Although I wanted to be in the country with him because the country was a better life. I can remember a time when we were living with our great-grandmother. We had a shoebox that was filled with toys from the Cracker Jack box. Oh, Lord. I remember on rainy days, Mama, as we called her, would put a blanket down in the floor, and my brother David and I, we would sit there and play with our Cracker Jack toys endlessly. We thought we had $1 million. That's what I call the good old days. I did not get to know my stepfather, Clyde Brooks, because I wasn't really in Mississippi at the time. But during the summer times when I would go down, I remember Clyde from his eyes. He had the most gorgeous eyes. And from what everybody tell me, he was the most lovable person. Nobody had a bad word to say about him. He took care of his family. He took care of my mom. And I thank him for that. Memories. Oh, sweet memories. When I think back of my mom, I think about sweet potatoes and biscuits. Salmon patties on Monday mornings. I think about oxtails, pinto beans and coleslaw, and that hot water cornbread that nobody could make any better than my mama. Mama had a sense of humor. Mama could make you laugh and you didn't even know you was laughing. Mama had that way. I love my mom. I miss her. I miss her banana pudding. I miss talking to her on the phone at 2 o'clock in the morning. I love my mom. Sometimes you don't appreciate what you have until it's gone. I miss my mom. Mama didn't meet strangers, although she shied away from people in her own way. But everybody loved Mom. Everybody seemed to congregate to Mom. But Mama didn't see that. She had a way with people that she didn't even know. She affected people that she didn't even know. That was her way. You know, it's good to have memories. Memories keep your family alive. And when you have good memories, that's even better. Even bad memories, it takes the good and the bad for you to appreciate everything that you've had. I remember one New Year's Eve, I was talking to Mama. Mama said, Mama used to boil her water and bottle it up. And one New Year's Eve, Mama said, well, I got my water boiled. I'm waiting on it to cool so I can put it in the refrigerator before the New Year's come in. I said, Mama, why are you waiting on the water to cool? She said, it's got to cool down before I put it in the refrigerator. I said, well, Mama, it's just water. Mama and I laughed about that to the day she died, because she thought she had to let that water cool down like she did her food before she put it in the refrigerator. As I stated before, Mama and I talked on the phone 2 o'clock in the morning, and we would do more singing than we would do talking, and we would do more fussing about who's gonna lead the song. So we end up taking turns leading the song. Her favorite song, I believe, was, I think it's by the Staple Singers. I'm going home on the morning train. I'm going home on the morning train. Midnight train may be too late. I'm going home on the morning train. Now, wait a minute, darling. Wait a minute. It didn't go like that. I said, yes, it did, Mama. You know it did. So why don't you start it off, Mama? And Mama would start it off. And Mama had a voice that nobody else can compare to. I love to hear my Mama sing. I love you, Mama.
My family. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome to family, my family, my family. Hey, 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 yeah.
Hello everybody, my name is C.C. Boxdale, well known as Jimmy. Stepdad, Clyde. Back in Holly Springs, Mississippi, he was a good father. I call him father, my brother. He was good to the family, the brothers and my sister Jenny Mae, Dolly Mae them. Although Dolly, she did not see him a lot though, but when I came down there, I seen him as a father, because he treated me that way. He was a good father to everybody. But most of all, he was a good husband to my mama. He loved his mama a whole lot. He treasured mama. I used to see him kiss her all the time, them playing all the time, acting crazy, joking around. And he was real good. He was an excellent dad to my brothers, which is his kids also. But mostly, he was a dad to us too. A lot of things that happened that I treasure him for. I respect him for. But I mostly called him my second dad. But actually, he was my dad too. I'm thinking about my mama now, our mama. I miss her a whole lot. Mama, she was the life of the family. I think she loved to sing a lot. She used to sing all the time. And she always said, Jim, come on, let's sing this song. But she loved gospel music. And she sounded just like the Staples. She was a good singer too. But she loved her children a whole lot. And she could cook so good. That Mississippi cook, she was good in that. But one thing that she always talked about is her children, what they mean to her. I mean, I miss her. I miss her really singing a lot. I mean, one after each other. We always sung gospel songs all the time. And she always sung. Back in Hot Spring, she used to sing all the time. But as far as her cooking and stuff, we loved it, everything about her cooking. Her acting crazy sometimes with all of us. But deep down, she loved the children. She was a good mother, an excellent mother. She was the queen of the crop. She really was. And mother, I miss you. I can think back a long time ago. Alan had a party at a big club. Mama was there, and she could dance too. But every time something came on, she always said, "Come on, son, let's dance." And she always said, look at everybody. They know I know how to dance. I'm the best dancer in this house. I said, yeah, mama, you good. And then she broke it down. I mean, we went all the way down, like dancing and stuff. And everybody laughed at that a lot. But I mean, laughed in a smile way, in a good way. And she always said, I know I'm the best. I'm the best dancer. And come on, son, dance again with me. But we always had fun, especially going at the casino. We always went there all the time. And she used to win money And when I used to win money, she always reached down in my bucket and got money out. I said, Mama, what you doing? It's my money too, Jimmy. It's my money. So shut up. So I shut up. I let her have whatever she wanted. But all the time she was winning money herself. Oh yes. One other thing too. My brother, our brother, he's gone. But him and Mama is right back together again. Okay, now I'm thinking about our other brother, Marshall Blake, well known as Maine. He's gone on also to heaven with Mama. And I can imagine what they are doing right now. I can imagine when he went up there with her. Oh boy, Mama was happy to see another, her other son. Although she's have Buster and Blake up there. And so I know they are having a lots of fun, spiritually speaking. And I know that they are happy. So Mama, Buster, and Maine, I miss you so much. Love you.
All right, y'all say something.
Hey, say something. I'm gonna come up here to you since you want to say something.
Yeah, you know he's behind that camera. His name is Prentice. That's my brother. He got a twin named Dennis.
You gotta make sure you got Blake in there. We need some sun out here, cause
See some sharp face over here. But you know I'm the most handsomest one of them all. Which you can see that right now, can't you?
Hey everybody, this is in Mississippi. You know who this is. It's Dennis, and just want to say hello and hope everybody's doing okay. Just want to wish everybody Godspeed. Okay, well, first thing I want to say or talk about is my relationship with my daddy, Clyde. Some of the fun memories I had with Bud is that we used to get up in the morning times and all of us get on that truck and we'd go to the cotton field. He showed me how to chop cotton, and he showed me how to pick cotton, and he showed me how to, he gave me some stability in life. He whooped my butt, he made me do right, and he wasn't around that long, but I just know he was a good man. I love the way he sang, and so I have all those good memories of Clyde, and I'm just grateful that, that he was in my life. Just recollecting on one of the fondest memories I had of Clyde, my daddy, was that he wanted me to call him daddy, and I don't know why I refused to call him daddy, but he wouldn't let me go to sleep that night unless I called him daddy. So he kept me up all night by the bed until I called him daddy. And I guess I eventually called him that, because I went to bed. And I just appreciate that, because he embraced me from then, and he rocked me on my knees. He was my daddy. Yeah. Okay, now I want to talk about my mama, Mother Mable. And I'm sure everybody knows that's going to be looking at this film. Well, I've had, my mother was a great lady. She was a super lady. I can't hardly even put words to tell you how super my mother was, She dealt with 10 boys and 2 girls, and wasn't always either with her. but she showed us how to love people. She taught us a lot of things. She showed us how to be friendly toward everybody. She helped us learn to be peaceful people. She wasn't rowdy. She was just such a, it's just words. I can't hardly put them in words though. My mother, and if y'all know Mother Mable, you know what I'm talking about. And that's it. When I think about Mother Mable, I think about love. The love she had for her children. And one of the things I want to talk about, or I'm recollecting that remembering, is that I used to be on drugs. And one night I was buying drugs. And Mama saw me buying drugs. My mama loved me so much, she ran outside and she grabbed the drug dealer, the brother that was selling the drugs, and and grabbed him like this and said, "Don't you sell my son no more drugs." And when she did that, that just showed me that maybe we need more of that today. People, how my mama went out there and trying to save me from self-destructing. And I always thought that was a good moment because I began to change after that.
Hello, family and friends. My name is Janie Mae Brooks. I am the daughter of Clyde and Mable Brooks of Hollow Spring, Mississippi. Right now, I would like to talk about my father, Clyde Brooks. And when I think about my dad, the first thing I think about, unfortunately, is the day that he got sick. I remember when we were waking up in the morning, and I always slept between my mom and my dad. We didn't have much, so that was just my place of sleep during the night. My dad had woke up early that morning, and he had told my mom that he had problems with his hand. He said he couldn't feel anything in his hand. And because my dad played a lot and joked a lot, my mom said, "Oh, Clyde, stop it." And then he said, "No, I'm serious." And Mom said, "Well, if you don't have any feeling in your hand, so let me go get a pen." And she got a needle and she came back to bed and she stuck him in the hand. And he said, "I can't feel that." And so she did it a couple more times and she said, "Oh, Clyde, something is wrong." And by this time, the numbness had traveled from his hand up and through his arm, his forearm. And so then when my mother said, "Well, you need to go to the doctor, something is wrong." And I remember I was very, very, because I grew up with brothers and I was the only daughter in the house, I remember crying and saying that I wanted to go with them. And after pouting for so long and my mom already being nervous about my father, I remember Mom saying, "Okay, you can go with us." And I remember her pulling out a white bucket and pouring some warm water in there and bathing me, giving me a little wash up. And so then during this time, I think she sent my brothers up to Fred's house so that he can get help to bring Uncle Fred down to see it and drive my dad to the nearest clinic. There was no hospital in Mississippi at this time. So when he came, I remember getting in the car and my mom, because she was so nervous, by this time my daddy was choking, saying he was having problem breathing. And my mom just couldn't stand to see him like that. So I remember her telling me to get in the back seat with him. And I remember on the way to the clinic, my dad was trying to roll the window down. And he said he was pulling on his neck. And he said, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I'm choking." And so he rolled the window down and tried to stick his head out the window. And I remember Uncle Fred said, "Don't do that." And I was pulling him, saying, "Dad, don't do that." The next memory I had was their sin. They went into the doctor's office, and the doctor said, I don't know what's wrong with your father. You need to take him to Memphis. And for some reason, everything blacked out with me. The next thing I remember is that I was at Uncle Fred's house. They had taken me to Uncle Fred's house. And so my mom went to Memphis. I'm not sure who all went to Memphis with him. My mom went to Memphis. And the next morning, Mama came back. And she had tears and her eyes were swollen.
I can't remember the day, oh Lordy, yeah, when they carried my father away, my father away. I can remember that day, when they carried my father away. She was crying when they carried my father away. My mother, she was crying, oh Lord, when they carried my father away, my father away. Oh Lord, just riding behind that old hearse, and they was carrying my father away. My mother, she could not hold her sorrow, and they was carrying my father away. Oh Lordy, they just was carrying my father away. Yeah, they just carried my father away, my father away. That old hearse just pulled up to that old graveyard. Oh Lord, it just carried my father away. There is so much morning, standing right here in this old graveyard. Oh Lord, it just carried my father away. But deep down within my heart, yeah, I know that one day I gotta go that way. They just carried my father away, my father away.
It was a sad moment for me when my mother came from the hospital. I was 8 years old and I couldn't quite get it. I mean, one moment he's here and the next, what do you mean? And what I mean by that is that my mom came home from the hospital and she said she was crying, devastated. And she told us that my father did not make it, that my father had passed and that he wasn't coming home. I don't remember my emotions or how I was because I just remember everyone being devastated and crying and me being mostly just in shock and in disbelief. It was the worst time of my life. So now I want to talk about my mom, because after the death of my dad, I remember my sister saying, you all can't stay in this house, and that we had no plans of leaving. So we just gathered what we had, the clothes on our back, the shoes on our feet,
no suitcase to pack. Everything that we owned, we left. And we moved to Nashville with my family here. Again, I was 8 years old. I never saw the fear in my mother. It was always about us. So after the death of my dad, I never really saw my mother cry. And she was just always trying to hold her strength for the family. Now my older brothers, she may have cried around them, but I never saw my mother cry after the funeral. After my father's funeral down in Holly Springs, Mississippi, we were told that we were moving to Nashville, and with knowing, we just moved. We went with the clothes on our back, the shoes on our feet. We didn't pack anything. We left everything we owned, which wasn't much. And my sister had told my mom, I can't leave you in this house along with your children. You're coming with us. And so we gathered ourselves, and I just remember we all being packed up like sardines, and we were sitting in each other's laps, whatever it took. When we got here, which is where I am now in Nashville, Tennessee, we had no idea where we were going to live. We had 3 people that were living, families, members that were living on the same street. And so we split up in 3s. Some of us stayed with my grandmother, some of us stayed with my sister, and some of us stayed with my cousins. It was a sad time. As a matter of fact, it was Christmas time when my dad died. I think he died a few days before Christmas. And the next memory I have is, in fact, Christmas morning. It was the first time I had ever woke up without my father. And then I will go ahead and continue because I want to talk about Mom and how strong she kept us together. My mother, to me, is why I am who I am today. She demonstrated so much strength, and she showed us so much love that I truly don't know what hate is. Because of her, I learned to love the world, and I'm grateful for her. So after my father died, she just shielded us with all the love that she had inside of her. So sometimes I felt like I was gonna bust open. She loved us so much, and she wasn't fake, because Mama truly loved everyone. She had no enemies. So we quickly found a place. I guess it was during the summertime. We found a place of our own, close to my sister and my grandmother, and so we moved there. And then later, we moved again, and that's where we was raised, on Joe Johnston. Okay, at this time, I want you to introduce you to my husband, Freddie Easley. What you just saw is natural for us because I've known Freddie ever since I was 12 years old. We grew up in the same church, so when we came here, Grandmama got me in the church. He was there singing in choir with us, and time went on, and I went my separate ways, and he went his separate ways. But then we met up back in what year, honey? Was it somewhere like see, that's the problem. But anyway,
See, you don't get it all that.
that's okay. But I do know how many years we've been married. We've been married 21 years, and he always when I came into the marriage, I came with 2 children, 2 girls. I have a daughter named Jaquita Brooks Williams, and then I have Chica Oyubani, and those are my 2 daughters. But they were young. Jaquita, I guess she was almost going to college when Freddie came in my life, but Chica was still in high school, and I tell you, you're really looking at For my family who have always worried about me, this has been the highlight of my life. And when Mama died, it was okay because God knew that I needed someone that could love me like she did. And that's all He's ever done. He took care of me and my children. So one thing I want to say about my husband still is that
he stole my sister.
That's pretty common. But my mother loved him. And when he came into my family, my brothers, they embraced him. And
he still stole my sister.
And he became a part of our life. And my mother was just so happy and so proud. He's just a good man. You don't find him like this every day. He's truly a needle in the haystack.
I told him to run.
But he stayed. Brenda. Okay, I want to tell you a story, one more story that Mama will always, everybody wanted to be around Mama because she loved telling jokes. And, you know, if you want to drive a long distance, you go get Mama because Mama she would just keep you laughing the whole time. But I just want to tell you this one thing to let you know how much we love each other. I was driving one day. I was driving. My husband, he drove all his life in the church. He's always been in the church, and he was always picking up people. And I was one of the kids he would pick up in the neighborhood and bring to church. But he never knew how I felt. I was always grateful for him. So when he came into my life, the first thing I told him, I said, honey, I need to tell you something. I need to tell you I love you. And he said, what? And I said, I love you. I love you for everything you did for my life when I was a little girl. And wherever this leads, it's okay with me. And he started crying. I said, why are you crying? He said, because I told God to bring me someone. And they had to tell me they loved me for no reason. So God put us together. But in saying that, I was driving one day. And my mom was in the back seat, and my husband was in the front seat with me. And he told me, he said, he just out of the blue, he said, I love you. And I turned around and I said, oh honey, that's sweet. I love you too. And remember, I'm driving, but I forgot that I was driving the car. And I just, oh honey, I love you too. And I went straight through the red light. And Lord have mercy, my husband, what girl, you just went through the light. I forgot I was driving. This man drives me like that. But but my mother, I want to tell you about Mama, she was laughing so hard. She kicked her feet up and hit me in the back of my head while I was driving. She said, oh, please stop the car. Please, Jesus, please. And she was laughing so hard. She said, and I said, Mom, she said, I told her she was strung out over you. And it was so bad that we had to pull over. So when Mama laughed, she was contagious. Then I started laughing. Then he started laughing. Then so he had to get himself together to stop laughing. But he said, y'all stop it. And then when he said it, we made us laugh more. And then Mama was like, please stop the car, please. So we had to pull over on the side of the road. She got the car and laid on the sidewalk and kicked her feet and laughed. It was so funny. That's hilarious. So, but anyway, that was that.
You got something to say, brother-in-law? That's how it was. You heard it.
I am going to a city where the street white gold laid, where the street of light is blue, and the roses never fade. Oh Lord, here they bloom for a season, so their beauty is decayed. I am going to a city where the roses never fade. In this world we have our trouble. Satan's snare We'll be free from all temptation. With the roses never fade. Oh Lord, here they bloom for a season. So their beauty is decayed. I am going to a city where the roses never stay. Say one gonna be with Jesus in that robe of white or red. Now I'm waiting for my coming, where the roses never fade. Oh Lord, here they bloom for a season. Soon their beauty is decayed. I am going to a city where the roses never fade.
At this time, I want to talk about my oldest brother, Clyde Jr. Brooks. Unfortunately, my brother died over 3 decades ago. It was a sad time for us. Buster had Daddy's smile. He really didn't. Everyone loved him. He reminded me so much of my father. So when we lost him, my heart again was broken. So I apologize, but like I said, it was a hard time for us. And saying that, when we moved in the last place where we were born, where we were raised, after we came here, my mom worked hard. And when I say hard, she worked hard. And a lot of times I played the mother role when she was gone. And because Buster was the oldest, the one right under me, I used to call him Knucklehead because I couldn't get him to do anything that I asked him. So he would always like to play Superman, or he thought he was Superman. He would always show his muscles. And I remember he did listen to me at first until my dentist told him one day. He said, you know, look in the mirror. He said, do like this. And the Buster did like this. And he said, you see all the muscles you got? And Devo said, yeah. So he said, you Jan May can't tell you what to do anymore. She can't poop you no more. So one day I was telling Buster, come on in this house. Buster, you can't tell me what to do. And so he showed me his muscles. He said, I'm Superman. And he thought so much of Superman that even one day he wanted to go to the washroom with Mama. And Mama said he couldn't go, and he jumped out this huge window like Superman and fell flat on his stomach. Thank God he only received one cut from that. He was so strong. Like, he was such a strong person. He just had so much strength. We would have Thanksgiving over to my grandmother's every year, and there was no football game without him because they were Buster, because Buster had so much strength. And he was very competitive. He always wanted to win everything. But he also, again, had so much love in his heart because that's what Mama taught us. And that's what I have to say about Buster. Okay. Unfortunately, we did lose Buster, but Buster left us with a wonderful gift. He had one son, who is Clyde Hopkins. In closing out of this section, I want to let you know that Buster, although he passed, he did have one son by a young lady by the name of Darlene Hopkins, and his name is Clyde Hopkins.
Oh, yeah. Come on, get it right, family. Come on and get it right, family. We don't have long to stay here. No, 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 no. We don't have long to stay. Brothers and sisters, we just don't have long to stay. You see, some of us have lost our father and mother. Yeah, they are gone. We just don't have long to stay. Come on and get it right, family. Come on and get it right, family. We don't have long to stay here. No, 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 no. We don't have long to stay here. Family, just singing now, nephew and nieces. Oh, don't you know we just don't have long to stay. Sons and daughters, grandparents, we must get it right now because we're not here to stay. Now to the rest of the family, come on, why don't you just come on and let us get it right because we're not here to stay. Come on and get it right, family. Come on and get it right, family. We don't have long to stay here. No, 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 no. We don't have long to stay.
All right, how y'all doing? This is Richard Lee Brooks, Clyde's son. Name is Richard. I know y'all ain't seen me in a while, but I'm Clyde's son. And I didn't really get to meet my dad that much because I was like 3 years old when I moved to Nashville. But I hear a lot of good things about him, how hard he worked and how everything he did for us and my brothers and everything. And I sure would like to meet him, though I really did. And I hope everybody see this right here. If they don't see me, I hope they see this. And I love all y'all. Thank you. I'm the third child of Clyde Brooks Sr. 3 more children Janet Mae, Buster, and Willie. My name is Richard Lee Brooks. I love my daddy even if I was 3 years old. Thank you. Hey everybody, love y'all. I ain't say nothing, I said something about dad last time. Let me get mama in there. I love mama. Mama is one of the beautiful things on this earth, and we all miss her. I miss her so much. And I tell you what, on this end right here, I want y'all to know that God is here with all of us. And we all got to go that way. So now look here. Now I'm part let y'all know. Mama sure, I tell you, boy, I stayed in trouble all the time, so I want y'all to know just a little something. Mama sure, boy, you gonna tell me the truth? Yeah, mama. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And mama just, you ain't gonna tell me no lies. And mama always knew the truth, so you always gotta tell the truth, mama, cause that lie ain't gonna help you at all. You know what I'm saying? So when I told that lie, kaplow, kaplow, kaplow. Y'all know what that means. Go to that tree and get that switch. So I done went to the tree a couple of times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mom in the kitchen, she just a cooking. Remembering those good old days when my mother used to cook on that old cast iron stove. You can smell the food all over this old house. Mom in the kitchen, there was some collard green, yes, cooking on that old cast iron stove. Sometime my mother, she would cook some fried tomato and some.
Yeah, mama loves some boy cooking them the okra and all that good old food, boy. We used to eat so good. Oh, chilies. I don't want to talk about the chilies. Everybody loved them chilies mama used to cook back in them days. And nobody ever cooked no better than that. I just can't. I just didn't see that part nowhere. But I want to let y'all know I love y'all and I miss mother so much. I know y'all do too. And I love y'all. And I'm gonna miss y'all. Y'all talk to me, call me, and I need to see y'all.
If you can get them.
Oh, you can get me. There's Prentice back at the background, y'all.
Yeah, we've been calling. Took us almost a year to get this.
But hey, we all good, y'all. And I got them muscles. Buster Clyde muscles. I'm still in there, y'all.
No, they ain't no mushroom.
Yeah, I'm still in there. Big bouncer. No, I ain't no bouncer. Okay.
Yeah. Mom in the kitchen, she just a cooking. Remembering those good old days when my mother used to cook on that old cast iron stove. You can smell the food all over this old house. Mom Oh, hallelujah. In this old house on number 4 highway in Holly Spring, Mississippi. Yeah, a little Willie, yeah, little Willie. Your father and mother showed you how much they love you. Little Willie, but your father had passed on when you were just a little bitty baby. Yeah, little Willie, he did not get to know his father. No, no, no. Little Willie. But in this old house, his father used to rock him in his arms, yeah, and sing a song unto him, yeah. Little Willie, the father left him all alone when he was just a little bitty baby. When his father left him all alone. I get to know Father. No, no, no.
Hey everybody, my name is Willie Lewis Brooks, and I was born in Holly Springs, Mississippi by Clyde Brooks and Mable Brooks. Okay, and I really didn't get to know my father too well. You know, he passed like when I was a baby, and I really would like to get to know him a whole lot. It meant so much to me. And I really don't know too much about him, and really don't know what to say, you know. But I think he was a nice character, you know, and a good father to us all. You know, I heard he liked to sing a lot. I guess that's where I get my little singing from, because I do a lot of singing, and I was like, well, where is talent coming from, you know, and so on and so on. So, you know, yeah, so I really didn't get to know my father too much, you know. He passed like when I was a baby, and I really missed him. I wish I could have seen him and known a little more about him, you know, and so I know he liked to sing, you know, and I guess that's where I start singing and get my little talent from, because I do hit a tune or two, like, hi, how you doing, you know, and so on and so on. And I just miss him. I really don't know too much to say about him. And if he was here, so I can ask him some questions or something, you know, and maybe I've been a little better, you know. Well, I guess I'm doing good since, you know, the bloodline, so I'm good, you know. Yeah. All right, hey everybody in Mississippi, this is Willie Brooks, Clyde's son, and I just want to wish y'all the best, and I love you guys, and you're my family to the end. Thank you. All right, I want to talk about my mom. You know, she was one of a kind sweetheart, and I miss her dearly. I love her, and she was just always there for us, even though without father, you know. It was always mom, you know, and she was strong. She was a rock. And she held us all together, you know, and look what she brought up. She brought up the best, you know, a beautiful family. And so we can have beautiful children and a beautiful family of our own. And Mama, I miss you, and I love you. Wow, I'm about to break down. Okay, like I said, Mom, you know, she was the best. And she was a the rock of the family, you know. She held us all together. Richard Lee, Janet Mable, Prentice, Dennis, all of us, you know. She just did what she had to do to make sure we had a nice Christmas, Thanksgiving, and she was just always there, and I miss her. I really do. Ooh, oh. And I can't go no more. I gotta stop right there. Hey man, let me tell you something about my mom. You know, when she get on scratch-off tickets, you know, she's like, Willie, could you go up to the store and give me 5 jumbo bucks, 2 the other things, you know, and so I bring them back, you know, she scratch them off, and she like, well, these things ain't got nothing on them, so she give me another 10. I had to go back up there again and come back, and she, you know, she win like her money back. And so I'm just like, keep running back and forth up to the store. I'm like, Mama, it's time for me to go pick these children up, you know. See that boy, just give me 2 more tickets, you know. And I was like, all right, let me go get these 2 more tickets. And come back, you know, and now she got something on the stove cooking, some cornbread and some turnip greens, you know. That's my favorite, you know, so she knew that. So now I had to sit there and eat that. And I look up, here it is, children getting out of school. I'm like, Mama, they picking these kids up. And she's like, well, get on out of here and go on get them children, you know what I'm saying? I said, I'm gonna take this little bowl with me. And you bring that bowl back, you know. I'm like, okay, I'll bring it back. And then, you know, and woo. It was great. All right. I want to introduce you to my oldest daughter. Her name is Jasmine. Jasmine, step over here, baby, please. This is Jasmine Monique Brooks, my twin. So they say. And I got another daughter, Brina Brooks. And this is Brina, sweetheart. She's the artist of the family. She can draw you in, woo, and look just like you. And I got one more daughter, my youngest, she's not here at the moment. She was doing a visit over at a friend's house. So she missed out on this one. So I guess I'll have to see her next time. And I got my grandson, Keandre. Step up here. He's gonna be a football player. See how big it is. Look at them big old hands. Yeah. That's Keandre, and that's Jasmine's son. He made me the grandfather, you know. So.
Alright, I'm gonna tell you about my baby brother out the way. It's Freddie. Now we went to the Paramount Theater. Now you know Paramount Theater is gone downtown. They done broke it down and tore it down and did everything.
That was 1976.
Now we went to watch this live. Now I told Freddie not to go in there, that thing might be scary. Freddie said, I'm gonna see this movie. So when we get on the movie come on, the baby holler, ah! And Freddie holler, ah! Red! And said, no! Couldn't even catch it, Freddie.
Hey, look, let me tell you what happened though. See, it cost $0.25 to get in the movie.
We found him at home.
Underneath the bed.
Underneath the bed.
Now, wait a minute. Johnny Mae was pregnant with Queen at the time. We was all up there. It was on Easter Day. And Richard Lee didn't have no quarter to get in, so they had to sneak him in. So they had bought me some peanut M&M. And the movie come on. Old Kiva, you know. I said, Kiva, I'll give you my M&M, man, you take me home. He said, I'll just cover your eyes up.
I wonder how you got home that day.
That baby come out there, yelling, ah! I said, ah!
I said, come back here, boy, where you going at?
Really, I was gone, man. I ran from downtown. I was 7 years old.
He was at home up under the bed.
Yeah, I was 7 years old.
There.
Hello family, how you doing? This is Freddie Brooks. Well, I just want to say some things about our mama. Oh boy, she was a loving mother. And she had her way with the words, though. She would mess your darn name up. You know, how can you call somebody your name Octavius, but she wind up calling you Octopus? Yeah, that was our mama. Hello, mama. This is your next to the baby boy, Freddie. I just want to take the time out to say I love you, I miss you, and thank you for being such a wonderful mom to me, Mom. Thank you for the raising, and just thank you for the gift. And just thank you for just being mom and being mom all by yourself. And Mama, I love you. We all miss you. So you rest on, Mom.
When Robert was born, when Robert was born, this lady here gave birth to Robert.
And she running.
And me too, and him.
All right.
And everybody. But anyway, when Robert was born, he was this tall, 2 years old. That tall, 2 years old, and he couldn't walk. Now, we tried to encourage Robert to walk. He would just sit in that big chair, and he would just sit there and say, couldn't walk, couldn't talk. So one day I said, come on, Robert, you finna walk. He said, I said, come on, Robert, get up. He reached a little hand out there, I got his hands, I stood him up. Robert stood up. Little legs got to wobbling. And he straightened up like that. I said, take a step, Robert. You know what he did? Fell over like a tree. You know what I said? I said, Mama, we got us one.
Little Robert. Well now, little Robert, yeah, it is nobody but little Robert. He is the last one to be born by our mother. Yeah, it is little Robert. Now he is the tallest one of us all. Just all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It is nobody but little Robert. Just look at our baby brother. He is the tallest one of all. Nobody but little Robert. His mother used to rock him in her loving arms. Yeah, but our mother, she had passed on now. We just want to remember our darling mother. That's why we are doing this video. Yeah, well now, little Robert, yeah, there's nobody but little Robert. He is the last one to be born by our mother. Yeah, it is little Robert. Now he is the tallest one of all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It is nobody but little Robert.
Go.
Hello, family. This is Robert, the youngest of Mable's children out of 12. And just trying to say a few words about my darling, dear mother, who's in heaven now. She was everything to me. You know, she was my world. She was my rock. You know, my mama's my queen. You know, she did everything for her siblings the best she could. You know, she taught us how to be men, gentlemen, woman, and you know, she put God in our lives. And you know, without mama, you know, a lot of things in this world would have been challenging, you know, but she taught us how to grow up and not be afraid of the world and let the world invite the world in and become a part of it. You know, before my mother passed away, you know, I had a problem with drugs and alcohol, you know, for a very long time. But, you know, before she passed away, she got to see her son get sober and stay sober, you know, and get married, you know, and become a husband and a father, you know, and have a family, you know. So I'm very grateful that God, you know, helped me do that. And so she can be able to see that before, you know, he came and took her home. So, you know, I miss my mother very deeply. You know, I think about her every day. There's not a day to go by that I don't think about my mother. You know, she's always in my heart and in my mind, you know, because I'm a part of her. So, and to all my siblings, my big brothers and sisters, I love y'all. And Mama always going to be there in our heart. Plus our other brothers that are no longer with us, Blake and Buster Clyde. You know, we miss them too, you know. But without Mama, you know, none of these things will be possible. You know, first God and then Mama, you know what I'm saying? So just wanted to say a few words, you know, about my loving mother, you know, who I miss dearly. And thank you, Prentice, for inviting me in to be able to share this experience, you know, for the family. And let everybody know how the baby boy feel about Mom, you know. So I miss her, you know, I miss her. So I love you, Mama, and this is for you from your baby boy, and we all love you. You know, there's going to be a day that we come together and we're ready to see each other again. So you continue to rest in peace, and we love you. Hey, y'all, let me tell y'all about a little bit of fun time and memories about my mother, Mable Brooks, and her baby boy, Robert. There was a time when I was young and, you know, I was kind of going through some things, and, you know, she approached me and she said, son, what's wrong with you? And I told her, I said, Mama, I just don't know what's going on, you know. But I was feeling down and I was sad, you know, and she just came to me and she started singing a song. I think one of her favorite songs was by, I forgot this lady's name, but she was a gospel singer. And the song is called I'm Coming Up on the Rough Side. And she was singing the song to me, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, things just started getting a little bit better for me, you know, and she made me comfortable and ease with, you know, where I was at in life at that time, you know. So my mother, she had a whole lot of comedy in her too, man. You know, she can make you laugh, you know, if you're feeling down. You know, she can make you feel positive about yourself. You know, if you're not feeling positive about yourself. You know, she always had that mother love, you know, that will uplift you, you know. And if your spirit's feeling broken, you know, she had a way to dig deep within you to bring it out, help you bring it out, you know. So that's one of my mother's characters, you know, and that's one of the characters that I really miss about my mother, you know. She was a funny soul, you know what I'm saying? And she just automatically had it in her, you know. I guess it's just running our family, you know. And you can look at Prentice and tell Prentice, he always laughed for some strange reason. I don't know why. But that's Big Brother, you know. I guess that's who we get it from, you know. So that's my experience with my mother, you know, with my little fun time with her. You know, she was very uplifting to us all, you know. She loves her children, you know. She always put a smile on her face, so.
I love you too, my little brother, Robert. We gotta get it right, family. Yeah,
We just gotta get it right, family. Don't you know that we're not here to stay? No, no, no. We all gotta get it right, family. And just before I get started, I just want to say, we got to remember what the word of the Lord said. As it is appointed unto man once to die, but after this the judgment. And I try to stress to my loved one that when we leave this old world, no one gone and sitting in heaven yet. We're gone to a resting place, waiting on the day of judgment. Only way we're going to make heaven our home, we got to be faithful unto the Lord, live faithful unto death. And then if we live faithful and go through judgment, then we can make heaven our home. Only if we have been faithful to the Lord. We got to get it right, family. Yeah, we all got to get it right, family. I know, we're not here to stay. We just got to get it right, family. I'll be right back.
When I woke up this morning and I looked out my door, there was clouds all around me, but in my heart I know God's sun was shining up above the clouds, up above, yes, up above. Lord, we know Jesus, your sun still shining up above the clouds. Sometimes I walk through dark valley, but in my heart I know God's sun still shining up above the clouds. Sometimes I walk through dark shadows, but in my heart I know God's sun still shining up above the clouds. Underneath, yes, underneath, Lord, we know Jesus, your sun still shining up above the clouds. This is a mean old world to live in, but in my heart I know God's sun still shining up above the clouds.
As I get ready to talk about my mom, first thing I like to say, I thank the Lord Jesus Christ for my mother. I thank the Lord for the display that she's shown to us as children. Not only I thank my mother, but I thank all of those that have had an impact upon my life. I want to thank Grandma Betty. I want to thank Catherine, Joshua, Lou Vaughn, Abilene, Willella, and Elijah. Because even though I didn't get to know Elijah and Willella as well as I would love to have known them, but because of the display of their brother, and that display that he's shown had triggered down to me as I was a child. And I truly do, I really did love Grandma Betty. And I'm going to talk about Mom, but I just want to say this about Grandma Betty. I know all the other kids that came and talked about the family, but I just want to have a personal note of Grandma Betty here, because she was one of the kind grandmama that I knew when I was a child. As you saw this DVD coming on, there are 3 houses that I can remember of Grandma Betty. And I guess this section would be about Grandma Betty, not Mama, Grandma Betty. I can remember there was a house downtown when I was a little bitty child, and it was there across the street from Rush College. I think it was a little white house, and I was a little bitty fellow then. And Grandma Betty, she stayed in this house, and we was in that house, and Dad and Mom had a room in the back end back there. And I can remember there was a light was in the ceiling, looked like that light would never blow out. And that was the house that Janet May, when she was born, she was in that house right there downtown in Mississippi. Then it wasn't too long later that they moved from there, and they moved down on Highway number 4. Now down on Highway number 4 is where everything began with my dad Clyde and his family on Highway number 4. But we had stayed there in a house. It wasn't too far from Marshall Scrub store. The little house there, and like I said earlier on this DVD, that me and Dennis, we played with Airboy going back and forth across Highway number 4. I can remember that in the yard right there close to Martha's store. Me and Jenny Mae, we was outside playing. I was pushing her on a tricycle as we were playing in the yard, just having a good time. It was me and my sister just playing. And I remember one night it was cold, and then we were playing, and I don't know what Dad, I don't know he was in the cotton field or what, but I was in the house, and we always would sit on a wooden bench, and I remember always Elijah, he would sit on the bench, and he didn't talk too much. He would look at you. He didn't say too much. He only spoke when he had something to say. If he had nothing to say, you couldn't get nothing out of Elijah. That's what I remember of Elijah. And with Levitt, I believe one time when I was a little small boy, and in that house there, the house on number 4, the second house that I remember, Grandma Betty. I think it was with Levitt, and I was a little boy. I can never forget. I think he put me on a horse, and I rode with him on a horse and down through the pasture there. And I never forget, that was a fun day with me and Will Lever on that day. I never forget that day. and I want to thank him for that because me and Dennis, we was not part of Dad's offspring. The part of Dad's offspring is Jenny Mae, Buster, Richard Lee, and Willie. Those are his 4 children. Let me repeat this again. Dad's offspring is Jenny Mae, Buster, Richard Lee, and Willie. They are Dad's offspring. And me and Dennis is his grandchildren, and all the other children after that, we are Dad's grandchildren. He my granddaddy. Not my granddaddy, but my stepfather, excuse me. So as we were there for a while, like I said, I was playing around, and I never forget I bumped against that stove was sitting in the middle of the floor where the family was keeping it warm. It was sitting around that bench, and I burnt my arm, and I cried, and I had never had, and now I can truly say I never had anyone to display true love to a child than Grandma Betty for me. I can't speak for the rest, I can speak for me. My arm was hurting, and I don't think at that time Mama, she didn't think about what to do but I remember Grandma Betty took me in her arms. She held me in her arms, and she said, come here, son. She put me in her arm, and I never forget, she colored me, and she hugged me, and she said, baby, it's gonna be all right. Don't cry, it's gonna be all right. I'm gonna take care of you. Don't worry about it, I'm here for you. And she said, somebody go get me some butter. I don't know who went and got Grandma Betty that butter, but she took that butter and she rubbed on my elbow. Man, it felt mighty, mighty good. And I always remember that about my Grandma Betty. And then later on, Grandma Betty, they would tell me that Grandma Betty used to save money. She used to save money. So as she had saved some money, now it would take her children to tell you about this. I'm just saying what I know. It would take Aunt Reese, Aunt Nellie, Elijah, and we love to tell you about this part. If I have it right, she used to save money. She had saved money, then she had saved enough money that she was able to purchase her first home that she owned right there on number 4 highway. When you saw this TV come on, you saw the little white house sitting there on number 4 highway. That was Grandma Betty's house. That's the house that Grandma Betty bought. That was her property. And I never forget when we first went there, and when I go back, start talking about the country, you're gonna see what I mean. But man, Dad brought us over there, and that was my first time ever seeing in-house toilet. That was my first time ever seeing water run into a sink. Man, I thought we was in 7th heaven. Didn't have to go chop firewood. There was heat coming from the wall, you know. Man, that was amazing. And I never forget Lou Vaughn. She was one of the kind. I remember her. She would get up in the morning and she would go in the kitchen, man, and she would cook. Lou Vaughn she could cook. And she would go in there and she would cook food, and man, we would eat. And I mean, just what I'm saying in this part here, the family had displayed to me a wonderful love that I will never forget. And I just like to thank the Lord for them, for helping me as this Yes, sir. My mom on number 4 highway. She will get up in the morning, and she displayed to her husband. She displayed to him what a wife should be. If they had an argument, I don't know. They never did show us. If they had any disagreement, I don't know. They never showed us. But I do know that my mom truly loved my daddy, Clyde Brooks. She truly do love him. She truly did love him. Sometimes we would be in the house and the cover be a little low with food and we'd be sitting around looking up at Mama want something to eat, and she'll look at us. She said, "Don't y'all worry, children. Your daddy be home soon, and he gonna bring something to eat home." And soon Dad would come home. He'll look at all of us, start laughing, and he would go get that double-barrel rifle. Dad would go out there, and he would hunt, and he'll shoot, bring back 2 and 3 rabbits. But while he was gone, Mama would tell me and Dennis, "Y'all go out there and start bring that wood in the house. Clyde get back, y'all. I got to fix y'all something to eat. So go on out there and start chopping some wood." See, Dad taught us how to chop wood. So I guess you might well say that we've been working all our life, especially when we stayed on the farm. I guess why I work as hard as I do now. My wife tells me sometimes slow down, but I still keep going because it's just in me and it's in my children. And this is what my stepdaddy taught me and my mama taught me. But Dad would come home, Mama would clean them rabbits, and she would go in there and would fire that old cast iron stove up. But you can't get no better food when you cook on a old cast iron stove. So if you had never had food cooked on a cast iron stove, them old pots back then, you don't know what you're missing. But that's what we had in our life. Mama would get in there and she would cook. Me and Dennis would go to the well and draw the water and stuff like that and bring it in to Mama. See, we didn't have running water in the house, so we had to go out there and draw water, take a bucket and a rope, put it down in there and pour that water up and pour it in the bucket. And I can remember sometime Dad and Mama would bring some cold drinks home. Coca-Cola. They didn't let us drink none. They just strong drink for us. But anyway, they would get them cold drinks and Mama would have us put them cold drinks in this bucket. And we would take them cold drinks, they would put in the bucket, we would put them down in the well. And man, when we brought them cold drinks up out of that well, they was cold, like they had been in the refrigerator. And so, that. And let me tell you this else about my mama. Mama, she, cause back then we didn't have a grocery store that you can go to like we go up here in the city, and that you stay downtown in Holly Springs, Mississippi. You have downtown, you can go to the store and stuff. But if you stay in the country, you didn't have that. So I never forget that. But we had everything we need on that farm. We had apples, plum, we had watermelon, we had tomatoes, we had grapes, we had cucumbers, we had apples. Didn't see no orange tree, but we had pecans, and I mean we had what we need on that. So now I can really understand the importance of what my mom and dad was teaching us then, because when you get older now, I'm 63 years old now, and so when you're older now you can appreciate the days that you were brought up and the things that you learned, and you try to pass them on to your children. And children, let me tell you something, listen to your parents.
Away, don't you wanna go?
Because your parents tell you stay away from drugs, alcohol,
Gone away, don't you wanna go?
Don't say that you know what you're doing because you don't know what you're doing.
Gone away,
that's our job as parents, to teach our children the right way and fear God and keep His commandments. And if we learn how to fear God, that's all of us, children, grandparents, all of us. Fear God and keep His commandment and do what He said do.
Mother and father standing
grind. We fear God and keep His commandment.
Mother and father
standing grind. A lot
oh, have mercy, my child is dying.
I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk about this
now
old
mother,
house and my mom in this old house on number 4.
Oh, now mother, don't cry. Oh, now mother, don't
yes, sir. This old house.
No, you little child.
This old house, number 4. My mama in this old house.
You held the church bell tone.
Man, I can remember Mama
when you held the church bell tone.
Sometimes she'll
when you held the church
in this old house, prepare herself for when just like
you know
sometimes when I think about Mama in this old house,
you know I'm dead gone,
getting ready for winter, and she would have us to go outside, and when she getting ready for winter, and fixed up for winter, man, we had to do some whole lot of work. And we had to keep that old Mama keep that old stove. But we would go out there and get that firewood and Mom seemed like she
my grave with a silver spade.
She wanted to be, but she was canning food up for the winter. She was being there just singing.
Lead me down to the golden chain.
Sometime I would hear her say, I got to
gone away. Don't you want to go?
As I was taught
to my
and
home,
growing up what I need to do for my family. I'm going to do what my grandmama and my mama
going down on the grave
with my family. And she would be in there just as happy as a
Who's going down in the grave?
Firewood and mama, she'd be in there.
Who's going down in the grave? Jesus going down in the grave.
You know them jars. She had them jars,
White horses side to
jars, red boiling jars, and
two white horses side to side.
And
two white horses side by side.
And she would put
me and my Jesus gonna take a
ride. And man, she had that chef loaded with
my Jesus gonna take a ride.
And sometimes
he's gonna take
we had to go out there and get some blackberry. Mama sent us, we'd go pick blackberry.
He's gonna take me to the promised land.
I watched them sugars down on them sugars.
Oh, now mother,
don't
we
be picking them
got better
and carrying that stuff. And man, I never forget, in this old house, man, that house be smelling good. Sometimes them dogs be outside, they be barking stuff, cause that house be smelling mighty good. And then sometime during, when it got close time for Christmas, another time Mama be just happy. Mama be in there, she be cooking them cakes, man. She be cooking, y'all ladies know about these cakes and stuff. I'm sorry, I didn't, but she be cooking blackberry cobbler. She be cooking peach cobbler, and she be cooking chocolate cake. She'll cook. Sometimes she would cook a coconut cake. I mean, Mom would be in there cooking that. Man, that house be smelling good, good. But I just want to say that so when you hear the rest of the children talk about Mama, how that she displayed love, as you see, I guess I'm a little bit more deep into this love that Mama had, because I seen what she done, and I seen the love that she had, and I seen how that she fought to take care of her children. And she didn't want nobody to mess with her children. She didn't want nobody to mess with her children. She did all she could to protect her children. I don't care who you were. If you were kinfolk, you messed with her children, you're gonna hear about it. But through it all, some of us learn patience, some of us learn to care about one another, even though we're up in the city and we're so far apart now. But that display of love is still deep down within our heart. And I love my mother, and I always will love my mother, and she was a beacon of light as a mother to me in this life. Her life would always glow in this life. But I have a sad note for the family on this end here. Whatever we do in this life, regardless how good we might be and what we profess to be, one thing we all got to make sure that we know the right way of the Lord, and by studying His Word and seeking out His Word and doing exactly what the Lord have asked us to do in His Word. When I was a child, my mom and daddy had taught me to learn the way of the Lord. When I was a child, they taught me to seek out the right way of the Lord. They taught me as a child, and once you learn the right way of the Lord, stick with it and hold on to it regardless of what anybody else said. If you find out to be the truth, that's what you hold on to. My daddy told me one time, said, when you learn the truth, son, sometimes family will turn against you, but you stay with the truth. And when you learn the truth the right way, stay with the Lord. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay with the Lord, and I'm going to stay in His loving arm and care. And again, like I said, in the rest of this, you're going to see me doing some other things here to get ready to bring this DVD to a close. But I just want you all to know that I love you all, and I'm praying for you all. I'm praying for myself, praying for my family. I'm praying for the whole family, that we all will hold on to God's unchanging hand, and that we all seek out the true way of the Lord. And once we truly find the true way of the Lord, hold on to the Lord unchanging hand, and He'll see us through this world of trouble. To have a true family and a true bond, there's nothing better than having a true family and a true bond in our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. You know, sometimes I always wonder, how do my father and them know how to go in all these woods? They just go in the backwoods, and they used to know where to find, where to go, going to come through the pathway. And man, they could find their way through them woods, and they know where they was going. But I guess in this day and time, if I was to try to go through these woods, I probably might be lost trying to find my way. But they had the instinct. They know which way to go. They know how to go. Dad know how to go to his mama's house. He know how to go up to my uncle's house, and they just know their way through the woods. And they used to go out here and hunt for rabbits, squirrels, and things like this. And so they knew what they were doing back in these woods. And you know, you look around, and Now I'm older, and I'm saying to myself, how in the world did they learn how to do all these things? But it was good, whatever they done. I want to thank them for teaching me to what I know for this day and the lesson that I learned when I was living down there in that old house. Yes, just remembering those days down here in Holly Springs, Mississippi, living on this old farm, the horses and the cows be out in the field. We had the bar fence, living in that old house, and mom and dad going to the cotton field and getting ready to go pick cotton early in the morning, just out there, just going to the cotton field, just remembering, just going back and remember some of the days down here in this old house in Holly Springs, Mississippi, living on this old farm and just having a good time working out here in this old cotton field when I was a little boy. You know, just sitting here and thinking about my daddy, Clyde. He's the only daddy that I know. He's the only one that I know that taught me some of the things that I know today. I can remember that Dad always used to tell me, he said, Prentice, son, when you learn something, learn it at your best. He said, son, let me tell you something, if you don't get a good education, but learn a skill, and when you learn a skill, use it, and it will take you a long way. I really appreciate my dad for that because he taught me a lot. And I want to say this too. I remember one day that it was dark outside, and you know we stayed in this old house off of number 4 highway, not too far from Uncle Fred's house. And in this old house that we stayed in, and I can remember one time that our lights got cut off, and they came and they cut the wire that come into the house. Dad got out there and he put the stick together and he hooked them lights up. Man, we had lights again. Man, them were some good old days in that house. I can remember the days nights that Dad would come home and after Mama would cook some rabbit and some cornbread and rabbit and just whatever they cooked. Man, we used to have some good food in that old house down there. And sometimes at night, we would sit around this old cast iron stove on this old wooden bench. Man, I can remember those days. And sometimes Dad would sing a song, come on little children and get on board. There's a room for many, many more. He said, that gospel train is coming. You ought to just get on board. And sometimes they'll be sitting down there on that old wooden bench. And sometimes Dad, sometimes he just make up songs sitting on that old wooden bench. As you seen when this DVD was coming on, I did some songs that come through my mind. Because I learned Dad, you know, he just loved to sing. And I can remember one day that sun was down, it was dark outside, that old cast iron stove had the fire in it, and we were sitting around there. And I told Mom, I said, Mom? She said, what, Prentice? I said, Mom, Dad coming. She said, Clyde not coming, Prentice. Oh, yes he is, Mom. I said, Dad is coming. She said, how do you know he coming? I said, Mom, I heard Dad singing. She said, you what? I said, Mom, I heard Dad singing. She said, oh, pretty, you don't hear Clyde singing. I told Mom, I said, Dad on his way home. I was so happy, jumping with joy. And I jumped out off that bench, and I tucked out the house. I could never forget that day. Mama hollered, Prentice, come back here. Come back here. You're going to get bit by these snakes. Come on back here. I busted out that house, man. I went running down that dirt road, and I was flying down that dirt road. And I saw Dad. He said, Prentice, son, what in the world are you doing out here in the dark? I said, Dad, I heard you coming. I heard you coming, Dad. I told Mom you was coming. She said you wasn't. I said, I know it was you, Dad, because I heard your voice. He put his arms around me, and then I came in the house with him.
Gone away, don't you wanna go? Gone away, don't you wanna go? Gone away, don't you wanna go? Gone to my home on the other shore. Mother and father standing crying. Mother and father standing crying. Mother and father standing crying. Lord, have mercy, my child is dying. Oh, now mother, don't cry. Oh, now mother, don't cry. Oh, now mother, don't you cry. No, your little child is born to die. When you hear the church bell tone, when you hear the church bell tone, when you hear the church bell tone, then you know I'm dead gone. Then you know I'm dead gone. What a favor I'll ask of you. What a favor I'll ask of you. What a favor I'll ask of you. Dig my grave with a silver spade. Dig my grave with a silver spade. Lead me down with a golden chain. Lead me down with a golden chain. Gone away, don't you wanna go? Gone to my home on the other shore. Who's going down in the grave with me? Who's going down in the grave with me? Who's going down in the grave with me? Jesus going down in the grave with me. Two white horses side by side. Two white horses side by side. Two white horses side by side. Me and my Jesus gonna take a ride. Me and my Jesus gonna take a ride. He's gonna take